Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Don't go too fast. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Enam Kanvandam Maravindadalaya Taksham Bhagavatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Kandat Agom Vigamaniya Vishesha Shobham. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Andani Yasa Sakalem Priya Priti Manti Vasyan Divan Nikayanti Tiram Naganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadhu Jala
जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे। जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम। जय गौरनिताय 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 जय गौरनिताय। जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय प्रभुपाद। ओ जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद। श्री गुरु चरण पद्मा केवल भक्ति सद्मा। श्री गुरु चरण पद्मा केवल भक्ति सद्मा। बंद मोहे सावधान माते बंद मोहे सावधान माते। जहाँ प्रसाद भाई ए भवतरिया। जहाँ प्रसाद भाई ए भवतरिया। कृष्ण प्राप्ति है यहाँ हईते। कृष्ण प्राप्ति है यहाँ हईते। गुरुमुख पद्म वाक्य चित्ते ते करिया ऐक्य। गुरुमुख पद्म वाक्य चित्ते ते करिया ऐक्य। आरना करिह मने आशा आरोना करी हमने आशा श्री गुरु चरणे रति यही से उत्तम गति श्री गुरु चरणे रति यही से उत्तम गति ये प्रसाद पूरे सर्व आशा ये प्रसाद पूरे सर्व आशा चक्षुदान दिल जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशित दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशित प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश याते प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश याते वेद गाय यहाँ चरित वेद गाय यहाँ चरित श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनार बंधो जय प्रभुपाद श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनार बंधो ओ लोकेनाथ लोकेर जीवाना लोकेनाथ लोकेर जीवाना ओ हा हा प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे पद छाया प्रभु पद कर दया देह मोरे पद छाया हा हा प्रभु कर दया देह मोरे पद छाया प्रभु पद कर दया देह मोरे पद छाया एवे ISKCON त्रिभुवना श्रील प्रभुपाद पतित पवना जय प्रभुपद 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 जय प्रभुपद प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद ओ जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय
জয় জয় প্রভুপাদ 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 জয় জয় প্রভুপাদ শিল প্রভুপাদ গুরু পূজা কি নমো ওম विष्णु पदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नीति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य द्वेषतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा निताई गौरांग जय निताई गौरांग गौर हरिबो निताई गौरांग जय निताई गौरांग निताई गौरांग जय निताई गौरांग निताई गौरांग जय निताई गौरांग निताई गौरांग जय गौर हरि निताई गौरांग जय गौर हरि गौर 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 हरे बोलो गौर 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 हरे गौर 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 हरि सची माता प्राण धन गौर हरि नित्यानंद प्राण धन गौर हरे पति नदिया बिहारी जय गौर हरि बोलो गौरा गौरा गौर हरे गौरा गौरा गौर हरे गौरा गौरा गौर हरि बोलो निताई गौरांग जय निताई गौरांग ओ निताई गौरांग जय निताई गौरांग निताई गौरांग जय गौर हरे बोलो गौरा गौरा गौर हरे ओ जय सच्चिदानंद जय सच्चिदानंद जय सच्चिदानंद जय सच्चिदानंद जय सच्चिदानंद गौर हरे बोलो गौरा गौरा गौर हरे हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल निताई गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताई गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल निताई गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताई गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताई गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल निताई गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताई गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे हरि हरि बोल
हरे हरे राम राम राम
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Jaya Gopi Jana Balaba, Jaya Giri Baradari, Hari. Jaya Janaranjana, Jaya Braja Janaran. Janaran. Namo Jaya Namuna Jaya Rabba Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Jana Balaba Jaya Girivaradari, Jaya Girivaradari, Jaya Gopijana. Jaya Gopijana Balaba, Jaya Girivaradari, Jaya Girivaradari, Jaya Gopijana Balaba. Jaya Yasodanandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Yasodanandana Jaya Yasodanandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Yasodana Jaya Yamuna Chirabanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Yamuna Jaya Yamuna Chirabanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Amodaba Jaya Kunja Bihari Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Jayam Vishnupa Paramahansa Parivrakracharya Stuta Sadasya Shima Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki ISKCON Founder Srila Prabhupada Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Samavita Bhakta Vrinda Ki Nitaya Gopimanande. All glory to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the lotus feet of Sri Sri Guru Gauranga. Narayana Namaskritya Narayana Vanarottama Devam Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nasta Prayesvabhadresu Nitam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhakti Bhavati Nastiki Vede Ramane Chaiva Purane Bharati Tata Hadu Adyam Cha Madhye Cha Hari Savatya Giyate Mokam Karativa Chalam Prangu Langriti Gri Yakripata Ham Vande Sri Guru Dinatarine Paramananda Madhava Dhamma Prajita Katavota Paramoni Masram Satan Vedan Vastavam Atavastu Tabatam Srimad Bhagavati Mahamani Kritanki Vai Para Isvara Sadhyo Rudi Havarudi Trakatibita Krishnam Anamo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Anamo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we are continue the reading of Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 16th chapter. What's text on the today? What's text? 17, 18. But which text we have in there? That's 17 there? Okay. So this chapter 16, text 17 and 18. Huh? Yeah, they want to come further. So this chapter on the Kaliya Daman, the chastisement of Kaliya the serpent. So text 17 has no purport, so we're going to read text 17 and 18. Is it? Yeah. But which text is on it? About? Okay, so is it te? Does that start with te? Okay. Or both start with te. Okay. And Vishanam, is that? I know, but which one is on it so that everybody can repeat? Okay. Ambisamanam Dayitam Krishnam Suchitaya Padai Bhagaval Lakshanai Jagmuhu Padabhya. What's 17 there? Yamuna Tata Ayetam Krishna Suchitaya Padai Matatam Tiyamvi Padabhya Yamuna Tatam Tiyamvi Samana Dayitam Krishna Suchitaya Padai Bhagavat Lakshanai Jagmu Padavya Yamuna Tatam. You can please chant. Anybody else? Padavya Yamuna Tatam. Normally, many people chant. I guess they don't want to chant today. They, Amvisamana, searching out Dayitam, their dearmost, Krishnam, Krishna, Suchitaya, along the path which was marked, Padai, by his footprints, Bhagavat Lakshanai, the symbolic markings of the personality of Godhead. Jagmuhu, they went, Padavya, along the path, Yamuna Tatam, to the bank of the Yamuna. Translation by Srila Prabhupada's disciples. The residents hurried towards the banks of the Yamuna in search of their dearmost Krishna, following the path marked by his footprints, which bore the unique signs of the personality of Godhead. Text 18. Titata tatra vijaya sankusha sani dvajo papanani padani vispatihi mage gavan aya padan tarantare niriksha manaya yuanga sattuta. Te, is it? They, this is text 18. Okay. Here and there, Abja with the lotus flower, Yava, Balikon, Ankush, elephant goad, Ashane, thunderbolt, Dwaja, and flag, Upapanani, adorned, Padani, the footprints, Vitpatehe, of Lord Krishna, the master of the cowherd community, Mage, upon the path, Gavan, of the cows, Anyapada, the other footprints, Antara Antare, dispersed among Niriksha Manan, seeing you, they went, Anga, my dear king, Saturahai, rapidly. Translation and purport. The footprints of Lord Krishna, the master of the entire cowherd community, were marked with the lotus flower, Balikan, elephant goad, thunderbolts, and flag. My dear King Parikshit, seeing his footprints on the path among the cows, hoofprints, the residents of Vrindavan rushed along in great haste. Purport. Srila Sanatana Goswami comments as follows: since Lord Krishna had passed along the path sometime previously, why weren't his footprints, which were surrounded by those of cows, cowherd boys, and so on, smudged over and brushed away? Why hadn't his footprints been obliterated by those of the beasts and birds of Vrindavan forest? The answer is indicated by the word Vishpati, master of the cowherd community. Since Lord Krishna is actually the wealth of all living beings, all the inhabitants of the forest of Braja will carefully preserve his footprints as great treasures, the very ornament of the earth. Thus, no creature within Vrindavan will ever walk upon Lord Krishna's footprints. Gurave Gurachandaya, Radhikayata Dalaya, Krishnaya, Krishna Bhaktaya, Tabbatayu Namo Namaha, Namamo Vishnupadaya, Krishna Pichaya Bhutule, Srimati Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Namine, Namaste Sarasati Devi, Gauravani Pracharine, Nevisasashina Vadi Pashta Destarine, Vanchakapa Turubhyascha Kripasina Vacha Patitanam, Pavana Vibhyo, Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha. So I thank everyone for being here this morning for the recitation of Srimad Bhagavatam, and I especially thank the senior devotees who are here. So by your blessing, I may be able to say something. So here, it's, I just read the text again. Te tata tata abuja, pavankusha sanim, dajo papanani padani vishpatehe, magre gavan anya padan tarantare, nirik shamanan yayu anga satvaraha. The footprints of Lord Krishna, the master of the entire cowherd community, were marked with the lotus flower, barley corn, elephant goat, thunderbolt, and flag. My dear King Parikshit, seeing his footprints on the path, among the cows' footprints, the residents of Vrindavan rushed along in great haste. So this is because Krishna, he had gone to Yamuna to chastise Kaliya, who had come to Vrindavan and was residing in the portion of Yamuna. So, of course, Kaliya, he had come there because he knew about the cause of Sabari Muni, that Garuda cannot come to that portion of Yamuna because somehow Sabari Muni, he was offended by Garuda. I think Garuda's his meal is fish, and is that he eat fish. Even though it's a great devotee of the Lord, we wanted, he had to be a great devotee to be able to carry the Lord. But his food is fish, you know. So, but when Sabari Muni he was meditating in Yamuna, and basically, you know, the fish there, they kind of saw him as their protector. But Garuda came, he was eating some fish apparently. So Sabari Muni became angry and cursed Garuda that if you ever come back here, you know, you will lose your life, you will die if you ever come to this spot. And of course, Garuda being a great devotee, and Sabari Muni leveling this cause on Garuda, which is very offensive. He himself became offensive to a great devotee. So he had to suffer the consequence. So because of that, so Yamuna will not come to that particular spot of Yamuna. Garuda will not come there. So Kaliya, being afraid of Garuda because he had done something, and Garuda wanted to kill him, so he came to that spot of Yamuna. And of course, being a very poisonous snake, big snake, his snake was very, very, he poisoned the entire Yamuna. And just by being there alone, his poison was so much that even birds fly on the sky, they were all falling dead, Not to talk of when the Brijabasi came there, the carrot boys, many of them, when they came near the lake, so they were all losing their life. They were fainting. So Krishna came to relieve the situation. And of course, Krishna also wanted to spot. After all his activities, they are done in a sporting manner. Actually, when we say lila, the word lila means something that is done in a very joyful mode. It's a sport. So Krishna's activities are always sportive. So that's why this word lila, actually, as they said in the scripture, that can only be applied only to Krishna. Everybody else perform activities, but Krishna performed lila. So Krishna came. Not only does Garuda, Kaliya, to chase him out of this, but he also wanted to perform some wonderful activities. All his activities, they all are very extraordinary activities. So then Krishna jumped into the Yamuna. And when he jumped to the Yamuna, so Kaliya felt that, who's this? So Kaliya immediately wrapped himself around Krishna. So, seeing this situation, some cowherd boys is like a panicking. Krishna is the life of everyone. Krishna is the Dhyamo. It mentioned here Dayitam. Dayitam means Krishna is the dearmost. Krishna is more than life of everyone, of every living entity. Dayitam. So the news was sent to Vrindavan that Krishna has been captured by Kaliya, and Kaliya had wrapped himself around Krishna. Normally, when a big snake, just like big python or big anaconda, if they wrap themselves around you, you are finished. They wrap themselves around you, they squeeze you to death, and then they swallow you, isn't it? But Kaliya is so big, actually. He wasn't a small snake. And Krishna was just a small boy. Krishna was in his Poganda age, very small, around 6 years old. So this huge serpent with 100 heads, he had 100 heads. So he wrapped himself around Krishna. So all the cowherd boys, they felt that, maybe Krishna is dead or something. Maybe Krishna is dead. So they ran to the village and informed all the cowherd men, women, that Krishna is in the precarious situation because he's been wrapped. Kaliya had wrapped himself around Krishna, and we are not sure if Krishna is dead or not. So, hearing this news that Krishna is in the grip of Kaliya, so all the Brijabasi, immediately they drop whatever they were doing. Immediately they drop whatever they are doing, and with their life hanging, they rush towards the path of Yamuna. They rush towards that spot. Now, how were they able to locate? How are they able to trace that spot where Krishna is? How are they able to trace the spot? So it's been mentioned in this verse here that they were following the path marked by Krishna's footprints. So Krishna's footprints is not ordinary footprints. There are a lot of auspicious signs on the footprints of Lord Krishna. Like in this case, it mentioned here that like, so they're able to see that in the forest, they saw the path and they saw all the signs of Krishna's footprints. Even though there are other markings on the ground, like especially the cows, but they were able to identify Krishna's footprints. Not just like you could see here. This is the description from the Govinda Lilamrita about different markings on the lotus footprint of Lord Krishna. I don't know if you can see it from there. So there are 32 markings on the foot of Lord Krishna. 32 markings. Now in Vrindavan, we know that Krishna, he does not wear shoe in Vrindavan. He doesn't wear shoe. So therefore, when he walks on the ground, is the marking on his foot. The impression is there on the ground because Krishna does not wear shoe in Vrindavan. Even though Mother Yashoda told Krishna that you are going to the forest, there are so many stones, and so even though Mother Yashoda told Krishna that you must wear shoe. It's not that Krishna is the son of the king of Vrindavan. But Krishna said that if I have to wear shoe, then you have to provide shoes to all these cows, all the calves and cows, because Krishna every day he will take out about almost 1 million cows, 900,000 and something cows that Krishna will take out every day in the forest of Vrindavan. So Krishna said that the cows don't wear shoe, and I'm their protector. So if they don't wear shoe, how can I wear shoe? So therefore, I will wear shoe only if you can also provide shoes for all the cows. So in this way, Krishna does not wear shoe in Vrindavan because Krishna is just natural. He's by himself. Vrindavan is home. Vrindavan is home for Krishna. So because of this, wherever he steps, the footprints, they are always there. So therefore, Vrindavan is very glorious. Because Vrindavan is glorious because Krishna's footprints, Krishna's lotus footprints, being a great benediction for Vrindavan, a great benediction for Mother Earth. So in 10th canto, chapter 10, text 21, no, chapter 21, text 10. So the gopis say, Vrindavana Saki Bhuvo Vitanoti Kritim Ya Devaki Sutapadambuja Labda Lakshmi Govinda Benu Anumata Mayura Nityam. Glory of the earth. Having obtained the treasure of the lotus feet of Krishna, the son of Devaki, the peacock, when other creatures see them from the hilltops, they become stunned. So, this describing the glories of Vrindavan here, that yes, because the Krishna walked on, is describing various items, various markings on the foot of Krishna. Because when the Brajavasis, especially aided by Nanda Maharaj, all the cowherd men, when they were all going to Yamuna, so they were able to identify Krishna's footprints because they know Krishna's footprints, especially Nanda Maharaj. You know that Krishna's foot is very special. So therefore they're able to see, even though there are other markings on the ground, still they're able to identify the markings of Krishna's footprints. So they're all on the ground. So therefore, as they were going towards the Yamuna, so they were simply following the path. They were following this path. That is the marking of Krishna's footprints. Now, there have been some few commentaries of which. Now, how do they know that this is Krishna's footprints? And how is it that these footprints were not eradicated when, and especially, it's been there for, this footprint has been there for a long time. So how come the footprints are still there when when they were going to the Yamuna? How come these footprints, are still there? So as mentioned that because Krishna is Vishwapati, Vishwapati is the Lord of Brijabasi, is the Lord of the cowherds, and he is also the treasure of all living entities. It's everyone's life treasure. The previous verse said Dahitam, the dearmost. So therefore, Krishna's footprints is always preserved. No one will dare step on Krishna's footprints. It's always preserved because Krishna is everyone's life. Brijabasi, they don't know anyone apart from Krishna. And of course, for the Krishna's dear devotees, Krishna is their life. Krishna is their everything. Just like, for example, when Narada Muni was in Dwarka, and when he was in Dwarka, dearmost wife, she wants to be Krishna's best wife, dearmost. So she asked Narada Muni to give her a secret, what she can do so that she'll be Krishna's most favorite wife. So Narada Muni said, okay, I will give you what to do. I'll tell you what to do. But after this, then you have to give me dakshin, because whatever I'm going to tell you, it's not free. You have to give me dakshin. So Satyabhama said, yes, I will, whatever you want, I give you. Just show me how I can be Krishna's most favorite wife. So Narada Muni, he did everything. He taught her all the mantras, whatever it is, sacrifice to do. So the result was that Satyabhama became Krishna's most favorite wife. So much so that Krishna had to go to the heavenly planet and fought with Indra to get the Parijata flower. So now, Satyabhama's mission has been accomplished. She's Krishna's most favorite wife. So Narada Muni came back and said, now that your desire has been fulfilled, you have to pay me. You have to give dakshin. So Satyabhama said, yes, whatever you want, I'll give you. What do you want? Narada Muni replied, well, you give me what is most dear to you. Of all your ornaments, all your jewelries, whatever is most precious to you, you give me. So Satyabhama's reply, well, the only thing that is dear to me is Krishna. There's nothing that is dear to me. Only Krishna is dear to me. You know what to do. So Narada Muni said, well, I'm going to take Krishna then, if that's most dear to you. So she became dumbfounded what to do. And then Narada Muni started taking away Krishna. And Krishna was following Narada Muni. So all the other wives, because Krishna had 16,108 wives, so they all came beating on Satyabhama that, how can you let that happen? Krishna is our life. Without Krishna, we have no existence. You cannot let Krishna, you can't let Narada Muni just take away Krishna just like this. So Satyabhama, she ran back to Narada Muni and said, please, my co-wives, they are beating me. Krishna is our life. You can't take Krishna away. Please ask for something else. Please ask for something else. And then Narada Muni said, okay, you give me enough wealth that is equal to the name of, that is equal to the weight of Krishna. You give me enough weight. So all the Dwarkavasis, the inhabitants of Dwarka, so they put Krishna on a scale, and then they started putting every weight of Dwarka on the other scale. Dwarka was very, very rich. So many diamonds and everything, golds and all the precious jewels. So they were putting that on the other scale, trying to see if there'd be enough to equal the weight of Krishna, so that they can give that to Narada Muni. But the more they put on the other scale, the more heavier Krishna becomes. They put more weight, say Krishna become more heavier than the scale, than the weight. So Dwarka became bankrupt. There's nothing else to be put on the scale. So Rukmini, who is much more intelligent, she said, "Oh, I know the secret. You take away all this weight. Take away all this weight." So everything was removed. And then she took Tulsi leaf, and then she wrote Krishna on it. So on Tulsi leaf, she wrote Krishna, and then she put this on that scale. And that became more heavier than Krishna. So Krishna's name is much more heavier than Krishna himself. So Narada Muni was happy. He took this and said, "Yes, I got something much more heavier than the weight of Krishna. This is Krishna's name himself." So Narada Muni was very, very happy. And then he left. So, Krishna is very, very dear to all his devotees. And there's no other possessions that devotees want except Krishna. So when the Brijabasi, when they saw these lotus footprints of Krishna, so they were following this. It's like now their life has a meaning. Their life has a meaning. Now they can now discover, where exactly Krishna is on the Yamuna's path. So there has been quite a bit of descriptions of the these lotus footprints of Krishna. Some time ago, I published one book called Parasevana, whereby these various descriptions are given, and it's giving the exact meaning of each of each markings, what it means. So from from Govinda Lila Amrita, Srila Vishwanath Chakrabarti said, Govinda Srila Kavira Goswami said, he said, "We devotees always meditate on the lotus feet of the Lord." Which means they meditate on his lotus feet with less focus on him, which means they meditate on Krishna's lotus feet. The lotus feet have special signs that reward his devotees a shooting affection. The sign of the lotus, the sign, because there's a lotus, you have lotus, there's the elephant god, there's thunderbolts, there are many, there's Ankush, about 16 of them on each foot, and each of them has a particular meaning. Of course, all these signs on the foot of the lotus feet of Krishna, they are meant for the devotees' meditation. And the more devotees meditate on them, the more they become, surcharged with the loving feelings towards Krishna. He said the sign of the lotus on the sole of his feet keeps his devotees in goodness, so they can regularly and peacefully serve him. The lotus that is on the feet of the Lord, so it keeps devotees calm and in goodness, then they can nicely serve him. The sign of the Balikon bestows glory on them. For a serious devotee become famous, not only in this creation, but also in the next. Just like when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Ramananda Roy that who is the most famous? Who has a real fame? So Ramananda Roy replied, the only famous person is devotee of Krishna. That's to be a devotee of Krishna is a real fame. A devotee of Krishna is so famous that his glory, not only are they sung in this world, also all the worlds, all the three worlds. Just like we sing in the Guru Puja every morning, Ibe Jasa Gusu Tribhuvana, that yes, the glory is sung all over the three worlds. Ibe Jasa Gusu Tribhuvana. So the sign of Balikon, it bestows glory on the Lord's devotee. Just like it mentioned here, the mind of a devotee, like when we are performing, we're trying to be a devotee, but the mind is always go here and there, just like a wild elephant. The mind always restless, just like a wild elephant. But how do you control an elephant? You control an elephant with a god, Like, of course, you have to be trained. Like, in Mayapur, we have elephant there. In South India, Kerala, Tamil Nadu is full of elephants. Whereby the elephant, Ankush. So Ankush is good. Ankush is meant to control the elephant. So the sign of the Ankush, the elephant god, is meant to bring the mind under control. So you bring the mind under control, then if you do that, then you can be able to make progress on the part of devotional service. Whereas if the mind is always running here and there, you are chanting and you are thinking of something else, no focus. So therefore, and just like Lord Krishna says that the mind is like, that the mind is so difficult that even one can control the wind, but the mind is uncontrollable. So therefore Krishna talks about abhyas. Abhyas means practice. So the elephant god, the Ankush, which is the sign on the foot of Lord Krishna, it signifies our devotees control their mind by meditating on Lord Krishna's lotus feet. And then, so it's the sign of Ankush control the mind. Let me see. My computer is getting mixed up here. Anyway, there is another descriptions. When the parrots, when they are glorifying the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, this is found from my Govinda Lila Amrita. I just read the only English. All glories to the lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna, which are imprinted with 19 auspicious marks, and thus advertise the supremacy of the original personality of Godhead. Purushotama, his beautiful lotus feet contain the marks of disc, half moon, balicon, octagon, water pots, umbrella, triangle, upward line, elephant god, a lotus, a flag, and ripened blackberry fruits. Then he mentioned, it's a single mentioning of the glories of Sri Krishna's feet at once remove one's thirst for everything else. They are expert in destroying the calamities of those who meditate on them and bestow all good fortune. One becomes highly astonished upon seeing which gladdens all the senses. Their touch removes all miseries, my desires. Also said that simply by meditating on Krishna's lotus feet, one attains all spiritual and material fortune, beauty, good qualities, and wealth. They are the abode of all pastimes. May those feet be our everything. So yeah, like it's mentioned that when the Vijayavasis, as they were going, and they're able to separate, they're able to know the Krishna's foot markings among all other markings that may be there. So it's Sanatana Goswami says that this shows that devotees, they are able to weed out all other undesirable elements, all other undesirable things, by focus on the Lord's, on the topmost goal of life, which is to attain the Prem Bhakti, the loving devotional service unto the Lord. So which means they're able to, just like my Nirupa Goswami said, Anya Bilasita Sunya Gyana Kana Jana Britan, Ano Kuyana Krishna, Ano Salana Bhakti Uttama, that yes, the devotee is able to give out all other things, no other purpose, no desire for karma, no desire for gyan, no desire for mukti, anything, but Anya Bilasita Sunya Gyana with Ano Kuyana Krishna no Sila now, only what's favorable for Krishna. This is the only path that devotees follow. So we are by weeding out all other things, devotees are able to follow, all other paths. The main path, which is to attain Krishna. So this is this teaching that is being shown to us from this description of text 18, that's the Tata Bija Yashanku Sanani, Dwajo Pananim, Padani Bispatehe, Mage Gaban Anya Padan Tarantare, Nirik Samana Yayu Anga Satura. That's the footprints of Lord Krishna, the master of the entire cowherd community, were marked with the lotus flower, Balikan, elephant goat, thunderbolt, and flag. Madhya came Parikshit, seeing his footprints on the path among the cows' footprints, the residents of Vrindavan rushed along in great haste. So let us have the same frame of mind as the Vijayavasi. They ran with great haste just to be with Krishna. So, Hare Krishna. So thank you for tolerating me. So any question, comment?
What's the significance about the feet? Why don't, the holy feet, lotus feet, we're always just worshiping feet. Why not the head or hands or chest or stomach? What's the significance of worshiping the lotus feet?
Because all the wealth is there in the lotus feet. The wealth. All the wealth. Wealth. Sorry. Wealth. Like money, wealth. Sorry for my value. It's there on the lotus feet of the Lord of Krishna. It's just like when, when Arjuna and Yodan went to see Krishna in Dwarka. That time they wanted to find out whose side Krishna is going to be on this battle that is about to come. So when Arjuna entered Krishna's room, Krishna was sitting on the feet of Krishna. Where?
Sitting where?
Huh?
Krishna was sitting on the feet of what?
No, Arjuna was sitting on the feet of Krishna. While Duryodhana, he was on the bedside, on the Krishna's head. So obviously, because devotees know their only value is Krishna's lotus feet. Yeah.
Yes, I agree. That's 100% accurate. However, in the construction of the material body, in most cases, the feet are considered to be the lowest part of all of our extremities. But in the case of Krishna, even those that are untouchable by most people, the devotees of Krishna hanker to take shelter of his feet, to embrace his feet, to put his feet on their head. Even though a normal man, if you touch him with your feet, they become so offended because the feet are considered unclean.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. That's the most, in the material world, what's considered to be the lowest is the most significant in the spiritual world. So Krishna's lotus feet is special. Anybody have any question or comment? Like to make a comment, Prabhu? Like to comment something? Yeah, comment.
No comments, question. Yes, so Satyabhama went to Narada Muni and he gave her the secrets of becoming Krishna's favorite wife. But
Yeah.
you didn't tell us what the secrets were.
Oh,
You didn't tell the story. What's the rest of the story?
that secret was between Narada Muni and Satyabhama. He gave her that secret, That's between them, that mantra, that special mantra,
You were saved by the bell.
Yeah. So, another point? Okay. You want to say something else, Prabhu? Okay. Okay, thank you very much for listening. Srila Prabhupada ki, Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Gopi Menande.